As we said in the last episode for this series, each and every faction in Planetside 2 has a theme. Something that you can look at and go, ah yes, that faction. For the NC, it's Uncle Chuck with an absurdly close relationship with his shotgun. For the VS, it's enough spandex to make a Tour de France peloton blush, and, cat ears, for some reason. And for the TR, well, I think this may be it. G'day there once again, viewers, this is your mate Kamikaze78 here, and today guys, we are once again returning to the Time to Gear Up series. So, for those of you who are making their first appearance to this series, firstly, welcome to the shit show, it's great to have you here. And secondly, this is where you guys get to do your best Dr. Evil impression to make me use your loadouts of choice in-game. Now, this can of course be a loadout that screams so much efficiency that F1 pit crews will start taking notes from the video, or it can be a loadout that, you know, makes running through a cat rescue shelter with an aggressive cat allergy look pleasant by comparison. Either or, you guys get to decide by sharing your loadout suggestions in the comment section down below, and voting on which loadout you would like to see me use in the next episode. Democracy is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Well, for you guys maybe, not for my sanity, but anyway. I should also now clarify that I have the ASP system unlocked on my TR account, so we can now start enjoying some of those ASP loadouts for the TR should we wish to do so. Which brings us nicely to the TR Heavy Assault loadout that we are running today, courtesy of Terra, called the Heavy Cheeser. And it isn't exactly what you would first think. Let's take a deep dive here. Kicking off the loadout here is the T9A Butcher, and I'm sure you've all been able to work that out so far. But for the uninitiated, this is the Araxium Reward LMG available to the Terran Republic. What does it bring to the table over its stock standard Carve cousin? Well, we essentially have a 50 round increase to the magazine size and a small increase to the fire rate. Overall, it probably isn't the most impressive sounding directive reward out of the bunch, but goddammit, it comes with more Darker and more bullets to Darker before it personally offends you with the slightest inconvenience of needing to reload. So nothing wrong here. Off to a strong start as far as being the TR poster child is concerned. But I'm not quite sure that we're up to an acceptable level of Darker just yet. Ah, I know what's missing. Let's go ahead and slap a mini chain gun in our secondary slot with the extended magazines attached, because to a simple TR soldier, there's nothing quite as soothing as the glorious harmony that comes from your chain gun mid-burst and the shrieking of terrorists and cultists caught on the other end of it. Oh, and the occasional new TR recruit caught within the blast, but that might just be my inner NC talking. Music to my loyal ears. Okay, so now that we are a walking embodiment of an A10 Warthog, what are the next steps? Well, our launcher of choice here also must follow the ways of Darker, so we're running a T2 Striker in our slot, which is just about the best launcher in the game for sending the middle finger to pesky aircraft, so I won't be opposed to it. I will admit though, there were a few occasions where I came across a max suit and I thought to myself, ah yes, no problem here, I'll just whip out my good old decimator, oh shit, oh fuck. Old habits die hard, guys, what can I say? But the funniest part about this loadout is definitely the suit slot and the implants that we're running, because we are running far from what I would call my first picks, but man do they fit this character that we've built here. Firstly, we have the ammunition belt in our suit slot. Now, I want to make things clear here. This loadout was drafted up before the latest update hit the live servers. It was only meant to buff up my ammo supply within the context of this loadout. So, it was a bit of a happy accident that it now also reduces your reload time, and we so happen to be using some of the slowest reloading weapons in the game, so as I said before, happy accident. Now, I just want to keep this in mind here, guys. Between the chain gun and the Butcher, this class sports a whopping 400 rounds of effective fire before you need to reload at all. Should you wish to empty both weapons before resorting to said reload, that is. So take that into consideration, and the fact that we're running the ammunition belt. This class carries 1,350 rounds in the reserves between these two weapons on top of what you take in your first magazine into battle. I have never run a loadout before that has sported so much ammo. It's enough to make engineers question their existence, whether it means anything. Forget stealth with this loadout because enemies will hear you from a mile away as you jangle your way to the front lines with malicious intent. Hell, some enemies may very well mistake your jangling of ammunition for boss battle music. And just because we are a strong, independent TR man that is also offended by the prospect of burning through all of that ammunition and having none left, we are also running Ammo Printer. Personally, I didn't know the TR were into genetic splicing, but we have mixed man and ammo pack together. What's the next combo? I've got no idea. In addition, we're running Battle Hardened because if our enemies get smart and try to shoot us back, then we'll just shrug it off to keep duckering. With the Adrenaline Shield in tow, we are rewarded for our genocide with more HP, so that's a plus as well. We've also got Concussion Grenades to add a bit more breaching capability to the class, with Medkits and the Amaratsu to boot in our knife slot. I want to be real with y'all, I never really ended up needing to use my knife. With, this much ammo, I was either dead or everyone around me was dead. So the knife was just kind of a show here. So that there is the heavy cheeser, and let's be real, I think the only cheese you'll be coming across here is the Swiss cheese that's left of whatever dares to face you and your just absurd amount of bullets that you take under your wing. But say you want to take this angry, living, makeshift engineer ammo pack out for a spin, it's not only going to cost you anywhere between 3,450 to 6,930 certs to unlock all of the gear that can be purchased, but you've also got to grind your way through to the ASP ranks and unlock a directive weapon. This will take some time to get. But that's everything that builds up the loadout, and a big thanks goes out to Terra for putting the suggestion forward and to all of you guys for voting for it. He did have a little bit of backstory for the loadout, which is as per follows. A veteran of the TR army decided that he loves cheese. He loves cheese so much that he would want to transform NC and VS into cheese, so he got even heavier to do this, carrying his weight in ammunition. And just seriously, on the back of that point, where the hell does this man keep that much ammo? Like, what bodily orifices is my character utilizing to store the extra magazines he's carrying? Like, I know nanites are a thing, but physics surely has a role to play here somewhere, right? No? Alright, moving on. There's no denying that this loadout and turning all of its enemies into said cheese was fun to a certain extent. I mean, I actually ended up Araximing my T7 mini chain gun while getting the gameplay here, and I can't deny that I always have a blast whipping this thing out. Sure, the chain gun isn't the most effective piece of kit in the game by a long shot, but man, if you can get this thing spooled up, firing down a choke point with the intent of covering every square centimeter with some hot lead, then the only thing louder than your chain gun's onslaught will be the almost manic laughter as you cut down the poor bastards that were caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. I will admit, if there was anything that caught me out about this loadout, it was just how rarely I had to reload. Like, seriously, I'd get a few kills with my butcher and think to myself, maybe it's time to step back. Oh, no, hang on, that's still a triple-digit number in the magazine. And then I proceed to, continue on my murderous rampage. Man, I wish that's how, my bank account worked with online shopping. Anyway, I mean, there were moments where I would stop shooting and enemies clearly thought to themselves, he's reloading. It's time to take advantage of this. Only to be met by my shit-eating cocky smirk and about 110 rounds with their name on it. The chain gun's a whopping 250 round magazine here also meant that, well, let's just say I've never done so much pre-firing before in my life. If I even had the inkling of an idea that an enemy was around a corner, I didn't do the peeking. No, the bullets from my chain gun peeked for me because I just had that many to spare. I could start firing about a second before I rounded the corner, and I'd still have more than enough bullets to go around for all those who wanted to be on the receiving end at the time. I mean, why peek the corner first when your bullets can do it for you, right? This did come at a cost, however, and I would like to take a moment to apologize to all of the unfortunate TR who stood in front of me while I was using the build in this way. Look, you can take the boy out of the NC, but you can't take the NC out of the boy. Sure, I've said that on this series before, but here we are again. However, while I do appreciate the meme of turning this soldier into a walking, slightly dazed and confused infantry mana turret with effectively unlimited ammo, the survivability of the class took a significant hit to make this happen. I would have loved to have been running a similar tier because there were times where that little extra buff in HP from getting a headshot kill or two would have gone an absolutely long way, and considering how much ammo this class is taking on board with it, it's clearly built for crowd control, and while the ammo uptime allowed for it to achieve this role, its health uptime didn't really follow suit. And I'll be real, even if I wasn't running Ammo Printer, there is no way I was ever going to get through all 1,300 rounds in reserve that I had on offer. If you had removed every single engineer ammo pack from the game while I was running this loadout, I would never have run out of ammo. I'm willing to swear by that fact. So it was a bit overkill, but I can understand why we were doing it. And look, that's the nature of this series. It's all for the meme at the end of the day. But guys, with all that said, that wraps up today's absolutely manic, almost chaotic neutral episode of the Time to Gear Up series. Once again, a big thanks goes out to Terra for suggesting the loadout. I had a lot of fun running it. It was a fun playstyle, and it was a fun build to work with. Again, I'll never see an ammo count that high in my loadout ever again. but I'm kind of happy about that. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to backhand the like button. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. It keeps up to date with whenever we release future videos. Be sure to leave your loadout suggestions down below, guys. I would love to hear what you creative bunch can come up with next, and you know, how we're going to kill some of my sanity once again. And as per always, feel free to check out all my social media links, including my Discord, down in the description down below. It'd be great to see you guys over there as well. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.